Hi, I'm Ben from Rare Monitor. We're a business that helps life science companies turn data into deals and achieve higher conversion rates. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the most out of the filter options on Rare Monitor. So once you've logged in, you'll be able to see a series of filter buttons at the top, such as treatment types, service classification, brands and manufacturers, company size, territory, and my lists. So all of these contain information about what we gather on all the clinics, pharmacies, hospitals, and health providers in the UK to enable you to slice and dice the market in lots of different ways. So just running through what each of them does, treatment types is covering the different treatment services that we see at a particular location. Service classifications is the roll-up of all the treatments we see. So let's imagine that I see cosmetic dentistry as a service category. Well, that would contain things like Invisalign braces, dental veneers and things like that. Manufacturers and brands are where we see evidence of them referencing particular products, brands, and therefore manufacturers on a website. Company size is information we gather on the size of the business that comes directly from official records. In the UK, for example, we use Companies House. Territory is the individual territories that you run campaigns in. So you'll probably have salespeople in different areas around the UK, so you can filter by their specific territories in the platform. And then my lists are all the different lists of prospects that you may have created at some point. And all of these things here enable you to filter out and get highly refined prospects that you want to do outreach with. You'll notice that as you apply the filters, if you look on the right-hand side, you'll see that the number changes, and that's just a really useful way to make sure that you've got the right types of filters on your searches. So to begin with, I figured what would be a good idea is just to walk you through the difference between any, require, and exclude that you have on all the options for the filters here. What any does, it means it enables me to run a search that includes any of the treatments, for example, within a particular data set. So if I, for example, clicked on dermal fillers and or botulinum toxin, that will just give me a range of clinics that offer either one or both of those treatments in combination. And as you can see, if I then put those both in require, the number of clinics reduces, and that's because it's telling the system, just give me clinics that offer both of those treatments rather than an and or. With the remove option, we call it exclude in our system, that enables you to look at results that don't mention either of those treatments. So you can see there's an advantage of how you might decide in some cases. Let's say I have a HA filler and I want to take it to market, but I actually want to focus on clinics that don't yet currently offer a HA filler. I might select a whole range of different aesthetics treatments on the left-hand side under any, but then in exclude, I would say, well, exclude anyone that offers a dermal filler, and that will give me a list of clinics that offer a full range of services, but don't yet offer the products that I'm trying to sell, and they would be my prospects for outreach. So you can see, combination of all these things together really help you create a highly refined list of prospects. If you want to filter by clinics that have healthcare professionals that work there, all you need to do in the required column is select healthcare professional, and you'll be able to filter out those who've got HCPs that work there. I think what's a really good idea for companies is actually to combine lots of different filters that we've got here. So obviously, if you just focus on treatment types, that will just allow you to explore the market based on what they currently offer. But there's certain advantages to use the brands and manufacturer information we've got on the platform as well. So if you click on that yellow button, you can see a full range of all the manufacturers and brands that we have in the system. And this is information that we collect automatically. And if there's any businesses that you're looking to compete with, obviously just give us a shout. We can add them to the list that you've got here. If you use the arrow on the right-hand side, you can see how you can go from the manufacturer to the individual brands and then to the products themselves. It's worth exploring and experimenting at a product level as well as at brand level when you're running your searches. So let's say, for example, I'm interested in clinics that offer dermal filler, so that are led by a healthcare professional. I would select dermal filler under any in the treatment section. I would then press require for healthcare professional under treatments. And then I can go over to brands and manufacturers and select Profilo, and that will give me a bunch of clinics that offer dermal filler led by HCP that also offer Profilo. And that might be the type of clinic that I want to take a run at. Under company size and location, I mentioned up top that we pull all the company size data from official governing bodies in countries. So, for example, in the UK, we use Companies House to decipher the size of the business, and that's all official data that comes from the government. And it's really useful because for different types of companies, they might have more success with kind of corporate accounts versus smaller, more regional accounts. And in which case, the company size information is a really useful tool for filtering things more specifically. In addition, you'll see over on the right-hand side here, you've got date added. Date added is a really useful tool if you want to see clinics that have been added to our database in a recent time period, let's say the last 7 or 30 days. You just put in the time period you're interested in, and it'll pull up a list of clinics that offer the treatments you're interested in, that are of a certain size, that offer the brands and manufacturers that have been added within a specific time period, and you can filter there. If you want to search for a particular business by name, you just click on the this box here, just above the search results by name, and as you can see, it starts to derive results based on the names that I've searched. And you've also got the option to filter by client status. Now, client status as a concept is a really useful thing to pay attention to. The more you update the client status information, the more able we'll be longer term to give you predictive analytics on the clinics that are more likely to convert in the future. But this is really handy if you're already working with clients, just flag them up as being a client currently. You can do it here. Perhaps you've got clinics that you like the look of that actually don't meet your qualification criteria. Perhaps they don't have a HCP that work there. Then you'd label them as unqualified, and the rest of the labels should make sense. If you have any questions, obviously let us know. So we've been through the treatment types, been through brands and manufacturers, been through company size, and you've also got lists. So once you've created a search, let's say I've got a search of up to a handful of clinics in the Birmingham area, as I mentioned before, I'd be then able to add them to a list. So I like the look of all these guys. They're the sorts of businesses that I want to engage with. I click on the top right options, add to list, and then that will appear automatically in my team list on the left-hand side. And I'll be covering that in a later video of what you can do with that team list now that you've assembled it together. So that's how to get the most out of filters on Rare Monitor. Thanks very much for watching. If you have any questions, let us know. Other videos are available as part of this series. Thanks very much.